So a lot of what we do in data science is obviously manipulating data. And there's really two fundamental libraries that we will use for that. One is called NumPy, or Numerical Python. And the goal of NumPy is to efficiently manipulate large arrays, large collections of data. The other library we will use is Pandas, which deals with data frame, or is similar, if you want, to Excel spreadsheet or a database. And Pandas really is the backbone of machine learning and data science. So let's explore those two libraries. So let's start by looking at NumPy, Numerical Python, and what it does. Like I said, its main goal really is to deal with large arrays and to do array computing. But what is an array? What is array computing? And what are some of the terms we use, the terminology, in data science and machine learning? First, let's import the library. All I have to do is type import NumPy as NP. NP is the convention for NumPy. And now my library is imported. We can then create some values into a NumPy array, and that's relatively simple. So let's create a NumPy array. I will call it R. And I can use the function aRange to create a range in NumPy. And because I want 1 million value, I will just put the value 1 million here. And this has created an array of 1 million integers. So we can have a look at this array. And there you go. That's the NumPy array. Now, I also want to create a simple Python list because I want to then compare the calculation between Python, pure Python, and NumPy. And to do this, it's fairly easy. All I have to do is cast this array to a Python list. So now we have two things. On the one hand, I have a NumPy array. On the other hand, I have a pure Python list. Both contain 1 million data points. And I want to do a simple math on these two constructs to see how fast it goes. So I'll start with pure Python, and I will use the magic command time, because then any operation I will put on that line will be timed. So I will do what I will do is I will square every element in the list, the Python list, and we'll see how much time this takes. So it's very simple. I can do a for loop for that. And now let's see how long it takes. As you can see, it takes roughly 60 to 70 milliseconds. So now let's compare this to timing the operation in NumPy. Well, in terms of the syntax, it was much easier to write because all I had to do was to multiply the array by itself. And you can see it's an order of magnitude faster with NumPy. So you can see that NumPy arrays are orders of magnitude faster than the simple list, the Python list. And this is why NumPy array is such an important part of the arsenal for data science. Because without them, you would be so slow. It wouldn't be possible to use Python. So what's the secret? Why are NumPy array so much faster than pure Python? Well, remember that Python is an interpreted language, and by default, going through this interpreter is going to slow you down. It's not efficient. NumPy is different. NumPy has a layer of Python called the API, the Application Programming Interface, which you use to give commands. That's why I can use NumPy as a library in Python. But the core of NumPy is not Python. The core of NumPy is C. And C is a very efficient language because it is a compiled language. So all of the operations are performed in C. They're compiled, they're efficient, they're optimized for your system. They are an order or two faster than their Python counterparts. So that's one big reason why we can use NumPy.